Today we're flying ANA first class from SFO to Narita. This has been on my bucket list and I'm super excited for it. We'll look at the ground experience, the flight, food, and everything you need to know. Big favor before we dive in is to give us a thumbs up, and if you are new, consider subscribing, but let's go. First thing is the check-in experience, and it is pretty straightforward. Even in economy, there's not really a line, so that's super nice. ANA doesn't have a lounge in SFO, but they do have partner lounges within Star Alliance, and that's where we're headed right now, to the United Polaris Lounge. One of the benefits of the Polaris Lounge is that it's immediately after security, so go out and turn right. The United Polaris Lounge at SFO opened back in 2018, and it's still considered one of the best options out of SFO. A big reason is amenities, but also access. Your only choices are long-haul Polaris or long-haul First Star Business with a Star Alliance partner airline. Think Asia or Europe and some South American destinations. Lucky for us, we're flying to Japan with ANA. Note that you do not get access with domestic flights or short-haul business or even with a United Club membership. Size-wise, you have 28,000 square feet of goodness. On the bottom floor, you have a bunch of cubicle seats with power outlets and USB ports, and also more standard seats and library-style ones if you want to sit and relax. Down here, there's also 8 shower suites and some quiet suites to nap or recharge. Unsurprisingly, downstairs tends to be a lot more chill. When you get off the escalator, you're pretty much in the middle, and if you turn left and walk all the way through, you're going to get to the studio. This has snacks, coffees, teas, and it's a pretty open space and a great space to plane spot and relax. Also a lot more sunlight if you are trying to wake up. Moving towards the middle, you have the host desk, some quiet workspaces, and even more seating. Then comes the bar and even more seating, and as you can tell, it does get pretty busy in the mornings. Over here are some of my favorite seats, which are convenient but also comfy. Towards the tail end of this, you have the buffet area with a ton of food options. In terms of the fare, it's pretty standard, but you do have a lot of options, which is nice. I feel like for a lot of other lounges, they maybe have half the spread, but they might do it a bit better. The final section is going to be the dining room, and here there's an a la carte menu and you can order a bunch of different items. Note that there is a breakfast menu and a daytime menu, so it depends on when you go. I had about a 20-minute wait before I got sat down, but otherwise pretty smooth. I did end up arriving towards the tail end of breakfast and near the start of lunch service, so I got the best of both worlds. For breakfast, I started with a Bay breakfast sandwich, which is supposed to be Dungeness crab, poached eggs, cheese, tomato on sourdough toast. Sadly, there wasn't really much crab, and maybe a few strands if any. And I wasn't alone here. I thought maybe I was in a weird spot, but 2 of my neighbors who ordered the same thing dealt with the same issue, and they were equally confused. One ended up eating it, and the other one didn't really even touch it because he figured that it wasn't what he ordered. In addition, I also got the dollar pancakes, which were pretty good, maybe a bit artificial, but tasty nonetheless. So I like them, but I have a sweet tooth, might not be to everyone's taste. For lunch, I got the pork loin with noodles. It was okay, a bit dry, and probably a skip in my book. I probably should have stuck with my gut and went with the Polaris burger. Overall, not bad by any means, probably solid 6s and 7s depending on your palate and your bar. If you're a big eater, probably worth a stop, otherwise it's a skip. After getting to the gate, I and everyone else on the flight got some bad news. It's 12:13 right now, and boarding's supposed to be at 12:15, but they are bumping it down to 1. I could go back to the Polaris Lounge, but I think at this point, I'm gonna just charge stuff up and chill for a bit. This United flight just left, and yeah, area is pretty clear, so a good way to hang out. Okay, so there's only 2 people in first, and they're being super attentive. Got handed pretty much a bunch of stuff nonstop, and yeah, they're going through everything. This is awesome. One thing I still have to get used to for these flights is that you don't actually touch the screen. You have to use the remote. It is pretty far away. Like for example, this is me sitting, and I can't actually touch the edge of this. There's a lot of legroom. So for this, first up, select language. I'm gonna pick English. You have movies, video, audio, news, Sky TV, ebooks, and also help. And a ton of shopping options depending on what you're looking for. I'm actually kind of surprised that they have a full page of this. I guess a lot of people flying might be buying a lot of stuff as well. Let's do the onboard camera, see if they have a top one. Oh, that's pretty nice. So that's either a top or front facing one, which is pretty cool actually. So it's the forward one, and then there also is a downward one that will look a lot nicer once we're up in the air. Right now it's just the ground. Kind of have a grin because this is that cool of a flight. I feel like we've flown a lot, we've flown first class, but there's something about this. It's like a super modern new product and the customer service and care of Japanese airlines. Okay, so we're up in the air. I feel like the flight has already passed me by, even though I think we're only about 30 minutes in. This is the 777. It is a 1-2-1 configuration in 2 rows, so 8 seats for first class. All of them are going to be the same, so they're all facing forward and pretty gigantic. Main difference are going to be the middle ones, where it's more accommodating for people that are couples. So one huge thing is that there is a middle compartment that actually goes down, and that way you can actually talk to your companion. Okay, just got the menu and it looks pretty nice. It's pretty much a folio, and let's dive into it. Embrace a century of rich history and aspirations to continue it into the future. This is the anniversary blend, and I'm definitely gonna buy one. And this is one of the few times where I'm not even worried about the price because they're not charging secondary rates, they're charging MSRP. This product is available for purchase only by first class passengers, limit to 1 per person, 50,000 yen. It is over 100 milliliters, so you cannot bring it on a connecting flight. If you are making a transfer, it's already been taxed, so not subject to any other declarations. Yeah, I'm definitely buying one. Beverages, a bunch of sakes on the left. Shochu's over here. For champagne, they do have Krug. These are the connoisseurs who have selected the wines. Some white wine, including A&A Original Kisvin Koshu. Over here are some red wines. And here are some port wines, aperitifs, whiskeys, and pretty much everything else. For whiskeys, if you are flying New York, Frankfurt, or London, there is Hibiki 21. Otherwise, it's Hibiki 17. Here's some soft drinks, limited time offers with matcha tea, herbal teas, and other items like hot chocolate. Also, plenty of tea selections depending on what you're looking for. Ooh, A&A specialty coffee, probably gonna do one of those after the meal. So for the menus, you have roast beef roll with herb sauce, crab meat salad or fish roe, sesame cheese ball, and cheese pepper bar. For the main cuisine, you have scallops and avocado in a tomato cup, winter melon with crab meat sauce, salt grilled duck with grated daikon, radish sauce, pumpkin and cream cheese, pork and asparagus roll, smoked salmon and white asparagus roll. Into the O1, you have shrimp fish cake, and then afterwards a bunch of sashimi, so seared young yellowtail, seared cuttlefish, poached spot prawn, simmered beef loin and vegetables and beef soup, sesame tofu, grilled yellowtail with seaweed salt and crab meat and egg white, also some steamed rice, miso soup, and Japanese pickles. Lastly, at the end is going to be a bunch of confections. You can select before boarding, and that's what I'd recommend, so I selected the Japanese one. If you get hungry midway through, there are a bunch of other snack items as well. Okay, we're starting with the mousse. The mousse was okay. First one I really liked, and also the last one, but those are kind of breadsticks. Middle 2 were okay. I'd still eat it, but not on the top of my list by any means. Okay, they just set the table for the main. I'm excited for this. So this is going to be the starter. We have the scallop and avocado in a tomato cup, and it's the first time I've ever had anything like this at all. Looks super impressive to me. It looks a little bit intimidating, but should be good. Over here is the winter melon with crab meat sauce, which looks amazing. Salt grilled duck with grated daikon radish sauce, which also looks tasty. Pumpkin and cream cheese, which I'm not that excited for, but obviously I'll eat anyways. They made a smoked salmon and white asparagus roll. They didn't have white asparagus, so this is normal asparagus. And then there's also roast beef roll. I don't know where to start. Let's do the salted grilled duck first, because I feel like that's the easiest to maneuver. Pretty good. I'd say a solid 8. Would get it again and would happily order more, but didn't really blow me away in a crazy way. I'm guessing I just grab this and drink it. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to use chopsticks, but that's delicious. 10 out of 10, that was amazing. I feel like I have to use my hand here. That's something they would serve at a Michelin star restaurant. 10 out of 10. Also, first time I think I've ever had anything like that before. It was amazing. Super fresh, a lot of different flavors going on, and it works really well together. Let's do a salmon one. Not bad. Compared to tomatoes, those were a bit of a letdowns, but they're still good. They're like 8 out of 10. Last one is pumpkin and cream cheese. No one saw that. Wow. So I don't like pumpkin, and I didn't expect to like that. That was really good. It's creamy, it was light, kind of sweet to it. I give that a 9. Really good, and a pretty big jump from the mousse. Next up is the O1, which is a clear soup with produce, and in this case, it's shrimp fish cake. So there's a mushroom, fish cake down here, and I think this is... I'm not sure what this is. It's like a cucumber or zucchini thing. Mushroom's really good. the fish cake is gigantic. Pretty much a giant fish meatball. It also breaks apart, so it's not overcooked. Let's give it a taste. I feel like I'm usually not a fan of this, but this is super tasty. I give it 9 out of 10. This is so good. I kind of want to give it a 10, given how good it is. I feel like I'm giving out too many 10s. I'm not even Japanese, and this is bringing me to like a Japanese household as if I grew up eating this every day. It's kind of that ratatouille moment, but it feels unearned. Okay, the sushi's here, and it looks amazing. Let's start off with the seared cuttlefish. That's really good. Super tasty, fresh, and you feel like you're in like a nice sushi restaurant in Tokyo. And the cucumber has a palate cleanse. Next up is a seared young yellowtail. It's a pretty big piece here and looks really good. That's amazing. Really good flavors. Sweetness to it. There's a bounce. It's meaty. I think that was better than the cuttlefish. Last up is the spot prawn. Really good, that light sweetness to it. Awesome spot prawn. The sashimi is really good. I'd probably give it a 9. I think I have had better in other places down the ground, but up in the air, it's the best I've had. It's getting really tough because I feel like a lot of the scoring is really high and it's actually like good. Maybe it's recency bias, but this is beating out Japan Airlines for me right now. And the part that still amazes me is that I'm doing this using points. I'm not paying $9,000 per way. I'm getting value from my points. On that note, if you want to learn about cards to get points in order to take these first class flights without breaking the bank, and you want to support the channel, we do have links on the website, asksebby.com, and also down below in the description box. As always, make sure the links are competitive, that the cards make sense for you, but otherwise, it is a huge way to support the channel, so thank you in advance. Moving to the main, we have a lot of items. Easy ones are going to be the rice, miso soup, and the pickles. The plate in the middle is going to be a grilled yellowtail with seaweed salt, crab meat, egg white sauce. Up here is going to be the sesame tofu, which is the tasty tidbit, simmered beef loin and vegetables and beef sauce, which is the warm delicacy. Pretty much the carbs and pickles to round off the meal. All of this looks great. Let's dive into it. I feel like we have to start with the grilled yellowtail. Pretty flaky. Probably a 7 for me, but it depends on you. And maybe it's supposed to be this done, maybe that's like the style. But for me, I wish it was a little bit under. But it's really sweet, good flavors. Heading over to the beef, let's give it a taste. Probably another 7. Good flavors, overdone, a bit too rough. That's not to say that's bad, but you know that the potential is there. Also, it is tough to do hot food in the air. I do like the spice though, very tasty. Miso soup. Pretty good solid miso soup. I give it an 8. Next up we have the sesame tofu, which is the tasty tidbit. Tofu, ikura, wasabi, and baby broccoli. I've had it before, it's good. Maybe a strong 8. Sesame really comes out, it's pretty good. Let's do the rice. Rice is fine, I give it an 8. Daikons are pretty good, probably give that a high 8. Overall not bad, but I think the prior meals were a bit better. Last up is dessert. I ended up ordering a matcha as well with it, and the matcha looks amazing. I'm pretty sure this is the most authentic matcha I've ever had. That's really good. I kind of feel like a kid in a candy store right now. So this is a brown sugar Adzuki bean agor. Okay, so this isn't dessert. This is like the pre-dessert to the dessert. It's good. I give it an 8. I don't think I'd ever order it myself or make it or something, but tasty. It goes perfect with matcha. Last up, we have dessert. So this is vanilla ice cream. I'm not sure what this one is, and this one is sorbet. Start the ice cream first. All right, let's start the sorbet first, I think. It makes more sense. That's some good sorbet. Number 2. Vanilla ice cream. Pretty good as well. Okay, they're gonna dim the light soon, so I'm gonna quickly go through a tour of the suite because I still haven't done that. One cool feature is that you can see the progress bar, so this is 25% done. Over here is a storage bin where I currently have my laptop. Light up here, gigantic monitor. This table moves. So if you want to turn it into either a work desk like this, or for dining, You open it up and ta-da, giant table. Also, if you have a player 2 with you and you want to eat together, then they can actually sit on that side because they can sit over there. Tons of different settings for your seat, so whether you want to sleep, relax, or work. Also, a lot of light options depending on which ones you want to have on. Remote control. With this, you do kind of need to use the remote control given how far away the monitor is. It's pretty convenient. Down here, you have a few different compartments. I think this is an emergency one, so don't touch this one. Over here is the plug and also HDMI if you want to plug your computer in and either stream your own shows or maybe get some work done. If you're trying to edit a video or something, then this is perfect. This is also where you charge your headphones, and there's a native USB as well. It is standard USB, so if you are using USB-C to USB-C, then probably rely on your plug. In fact, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. There is another drawer over here as well. Currently has a bunch of other stuff. I probably should put all of this stuff in there though, but I kind of want to show it to you guys first. Down here is additional storage, so if you have a backpack or something, if it can fit down here, then probably put it down here. This is the Hippie key I bought. This is seat number 2K, and you can kind of see the whole seat. Pretty impressive. It's also just gigantic. Like, it's hard to comprehend how much room there is. Throughout, there are a ton of lights as well if you either want to read, eat, or you want lights. Back here, I think it's additional storage, so I probably should stick this there. That makes more sense. There also is a Star Trek door if you want a bit of privacy, but people can look over, so it's not that private. Don't try to do anything inappropriate. It is two-sided, so that's one of the sides. That would be both. And from the outside, this is what it would look like. Overall, great hard product, awesome soft product. The team and food is, I would say, pretty good for the most part, minus maybe the main. But yeah, a lot of attention to detail, and I would highly recommend it given the value of the points you get. And even if it was a little bit more points, I think it's still worth it. Okay, let's take a look at the amenities kit. It is by Tigre London, and it's a pretty nice bag, and it's exclusively for A&A. Let's pop it open. Tigre London, that's pretty nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. Pretty high quality and not that flimsy at all compared to other ones. I also like that it is usable, unlike the hard cases, which end up just kind of being nice decorations. You can actually use this. Next up, you have a little coin purse, which is pretty nice. Feels pretty good. If you want to put any valuables in here, or coins probably, then this is useful. Even inside, pretty high quality to detail. There is kind of like stitching, pretty nice. This is a card. This is more about the brand and their partnership together. I think this is a groceries bag. Or I guess collapsible plastic reusable bag. We tend to use it for groceries, but yeah, convenient. One of the sides are just pretty straightforward blue. Other side though does have a bit of accenting in color and kind of this crescendo. Pretty much reminds you of the sky and outside. Also a plain emoji down in the corner. Even the handles are kind of a different color, so I think this side's really nice and like feels very thought out to me. The last item is pretty much a 3-set amenities kit from Sensei, and it's the lotion, the cream, and total lip treatment. Pretty sizable packages too, which is nice. A lot of other ones give you like super tiny little ones. Yeah, this is awesome. In addition, when you get here, they do provide you with a ton of different things, pretty much everything you need for the flight that you would want. So earplugs if you want to get some sleep and you don't want to hear the noise or other people talking, eye mask to block out the sun, toothbrush and toothpaste. This one's apparently really good. They recommended it. So it's a cooling sheet for your legs. This is the Anna Original Aroma. So you put it by your pillow, you push it, and it's supposed to help you fall asleep. Also some socks to wear with your slippers. Slippers already on, pretty much the first thing I put on, and shoehorn if you're wearing dress shoes and you want it more convenient. In addition, there are some pajamas you can change into to get more comfortable. They rightly guessed large for me, so happy about that. And this is the top, which kind of looks like a sweater. They also do provide headphones for the flight, and these very much look like Sony ones. They look like the same Sony ones I have. Wow. And this is the first time I've seen S-tier headphones for first or business class. Like, this isn't mine, right? Like, this looks like mine. Like, literally the same ones I bring on all my flights. I think these ones are black and mine are blue. Yeah, same exact headphones. Okay, we're about 1/3 done the flight. Let's go change and take a nap. Okay, so this is what the first class bathroom looks like. Sink down here. Pretty normal looking mirror. I think these normally would hold other things, but they're empty right now. Napkins. Giant mirror over here, bidet over here, and yeah, pretty straightforward. Pretty good amount of arm room, so you barely touch the mirror. Mouthwash, toothbrush, toothpaste, and face and body sheet. Just woke up from a good nap and gonna get some snacks before landing, and then I think there was a pre-meal before landing as well. The blinds are pretty cool, so you can press it. We're about 2/3 there now. Right now for me in San Francisco time, it's about 7:40 p.m. At the destination, it's 11:41 a.m., so almost noon. So for me, I just try to take a nap and enjoy the rest of the flight. There was a bit of turbulence, as you can probably tell from the liquids on a table moving around, especially the Viki, the tea that has now spilled over. So this is going to be a little bit interesting, but this is our snack. Ended up getting unagi, so eel, and it looks really good. Also have green tea, hibiki. The light just went off. I have to put on my seatbelt. Give me a second. Always an adventure. Let's try everything. So first up was some dried fish snacks that they offered. I think I was supposed to have these while waiting for the food, but... So I don't think I've had this before. I've had dried pork. I've also had the shredded fish. This is kind of like an in-between taste of the shredded fish, but in the pork form. Pretty good. Okay, let's try the unagi. It looks really good. You have 4 pieces. Let's start the rice. The rice could be a bit more firm for me, but the sauce hits and it's tasty. It works. Let's try the eel. It's a good bowl. I would give it a 9 or 10. If you like eel, I would definitely get it. And ironically, I think it tastes better than some of the other eel I've had at restaurants in Japantown and San Francisco. So yeah, up in the air, this is higher quality and just yummier. Okay, so ended up getting a burger because mostly I'm curious, but I know a lot of other people are not as adventurous eaters, and I kind of want to review both sides of the menu. So whether you want eel or just a regular burger. It looks interesting. So I don't think I've seen a burger like this in a while. Bun looks pretty good. Bun's toasted. There's caramelized onions right beneath it. Burger bun, tomato, aioli, lettuce, cheese, and bun. They also provide ketchup if that's your jam. Okay, let's give it a taste. That's interesting. It's not the typical American burger I think we might be used to. It's kind of like a reconstructed burger for the ingredients. It's not bad. I'd probably give it a 7 or 8. I think it depends on what you're looking for. It kind of feels like an interpretation of a burger that's not bad. Like, I'm gonna finish it. We're landing in 1 hour and 43 minutes, and I figured I'd get a last meal in. This is from the Light Dishes Anytime menu and from the Japanese cuisine items. So we have kobachi, which is simmered deep fried chicken in an eggplant and soy-based sauce, and shusai, which is simmered mackerel and Japanese plum, also in a soy-based sauce. In addition, I ended up getting some natto, which are fermented soybeans. That is a bit of a acquired taste, so it might be a skip for most people, and maybe even me. Also some miso soup and Japanese pickles. It looks amazing, so let's dive in. Natto is probably the thing that creeps most people out because it's like really sticky. If you didn't know better, you would think it was something else, like it came from a spider or something. Flavor-wise, it's pretty good. It's still just a bit weird to me. Didn't I still finish it? It's okay. Okay, let's try the lemon sherbet. Really nice and refreshing and tart. Great way to wake up if you are landing, and you need a little bit of a kick, but not too much. Especially after a lot of savory food, this is a nice, refreshing reset and cleanse. Overall, this was a great flight, and I'd be happy to do it again given a hard product, soft product, an amazing team, and also the value for points. And the fact that it's not that many points compared to other first-class products. Obviously depends on you, but I'd be happy to trade 2 economy trips for 1 first-class one. Again, if you want to learn about cards, we have links on the website, AskSebby.com, and also down below in the description box. If you made it to this point, leave a lemon emoji in the comments down below, and I'll try to heart it and also respond. My question for you is, what are your thoughts on this? Would you fly it, or have you flown it? Let me know and everyone else know in the comments down below. Big favorite, thumbs up, consider subscribing, but otherwise hope you liked it. See you next time.